Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to my channel. I am Ivy Rose with Creatively Ivy Rose Oracle Readings. Now, this is a general reading for all of my Aquarius out there, so it may resonate with you, but it may not. But if it does, please like and subscribe, as that'll help me to pick up on all of your energy for future readings. Now, all of the decks that I'm going to be using are here on my table, but there will also be links in the description below where you can find and purchase each one. And I also offer personal readings, so if anybody is interested, the link will also be in the description below to my Etsy. All right, so just a few announcements before we begin, Aquarius. So we have made it into the month of November. Yay! That is such wonderful news for all of us. But with that comes Thanksgiving, and for the week of Thanksgiving, I am actually going to be out of town, visiting some family. So I do ask that you all bear with me when it comes to the beginning of the month, December videos, because I am not going to get back until midweek, the first week of December. So I am going to do my very best to get them all uploaded by the end of that week. But we will see what happens. So again, please bear with me. I normally try to do it between the 1st or the 2nd if I'm running a little late with my scheduling, which, as you can see, it is the 2nd when this is coming out. So there's that. And with that also, my Etsy shop is going to be temporarily closed on vacation during the week of Thanksgiving. So I am going to implement that change about halfway through the week before Thanksgiving, so that way it gives me time to do whatever readings I already have, and I'm not too overwhelmed or overworked doing those things while I am in the midst of getting ready to leave town. So my suggestion to any of you who would like to get a personal reading done, order them now so that I can go ahead and have time to do those for you now, because once that date comes around, I'm going to be giving my full and undivided attention to my family, and those changes will occur. Okay? All right, and lastly, I'm going to introduce some runes to you all today. These were my mother's, and then she gave them to me, and I am very excited to use them for you guys today. So thank you so much for coming with me on this journey. A lot of things are experimental as I continue to allow this channel to grow and to flourish into what it's supposed to be, but I thank you guys. And if there are any suggestions, or if you guys would like to see me bring more of these divination tools into my oracle readings, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm very excited to use these, and I'm very excited to go ahead and introduce new forms of divination to you all. Okay? All right, that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading, Aquarius. So the first deck that I'm going to be using is The Secret Language of Animals. Now, I have not used this deck very often, so I'm very excited to use it a little more with you all, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get some beginning messages for you, Aquarius. Spirit, all spirit guides of the collective, let's go ahead and get a beginning message for Aquarius for their reading. What do you have for Aquarius? Any beginning messages for Aquarius at this time? What do we have for Aquarius? Ooh, bear with me. These cards are very hard to handle. As you can see, I have small hands, and these cards are pretty big. All right, let's see what we have. Stick insects, stillness, awareness, discernment, and composure. I like that energy to begin. Let's see what we have, Aquarius. Number 42. Here we are. There are times to move with great acceleration and power. There are times to return to natural rhythms and move at a more gentle pace. The message of stick insect takes this spectrum one step further, calling us to return to that ancient place deep within us that knows the power of pure stillness. Become observant. Open your eyes and see and take in the world with all of your senses. There is potency in silence and stillness. There is power in allowing yourself to become invisible for a time, to carry on with your own business, building up the rhythm of your work in the world without the need to be seen or noticed. Discernment is key at this time. Don't broadcast yourself to be lured by others' agendas or be lured by others' agendas, excuse me. Keep your plans close to your heart and keep your energy sweetly focused on the simple task of nurturing the seeds you've planted and tending your garden of life. Be patient and be grateful. The harvest time is coming, but for the moment, what is brewing deep within you is simply a contract between you and your Creator. Honor it with an inner smile as an invitation to savor the sacred stillness of your being. Instead of chasing the thoughts and opinions of others, spend more time in prayer and meditation, seeking the direct counsel of your greater source within. And from this center place, bring your expanded awareness gently back into your world. As your mind and movement slow down, your ability to see and perceive opportunity expands. You will know what action is needed, and you will move with calmness and clarity. You will smile softly, and those around you may not even notice as you step from quiet stillness to full fruition and the joyful harvest of your dreams. And here is a daily affirmation for you, Aquarius. In the stillness I am powered, nothing to hide and nothing to prove. In the stillness I express. Nothing to hide and nothing to prove. In the stillness I express. In the stillness I am present to the pulse of my Creator, rising up within me. So let me know if you all can see that. Feel free to pause the video and write that down and say it as much as you like to yourself. All right, so universe is calling you back to this stillness energy. I'm getting the feeling from a lot of you that you have been very rash in your decision making and the actions that you have taken within certain circumstances. Things have not been thought through. Things have been acted upon through a more emotional standpoint, which is totally okay. But when it is a consistent thing and it brings nothing but the overwhelming emotions and the negative side of the emotions, that's where that can be faulty for you, Aquarius. And don't get it twisted. I'm a Leo. I totally understand that way of wanting to move through life and that way of wanting to do things, but there's got to be a balance between when you allow that energy to move you and when you sit back and you look at a situation for what it is from the outside in, or you look from an introspective place and you allow yourself to be and to find those answers from that introspection, okay? Sometimes the best thing in situations to do is nothing at all. That's where this energy is coming in, okay? Allow yourself to be silent, to be still, to even be invisible to others for a while. Not everybody needs to know what's going on in your life. Not everybody needs to know your plans. In this, you will find more privacy, which will help you to reach the goals that you want to achieve, okay? When we allow too many people into that circle and into that energy and into the energy of the accomplishments that we are trying to move toward, that can allow other outside energies to come in and influence the things that we're doing, and that is not always great, okay? So like it's saying, sometimes it's time to move with acceleration and power, and then other times it's time to sit back, allow things to be, move with the natural rhythm of life, and just be gentle on everything, that is around you, okay? So patience is key. Allowing yourself to get to that place within you where you and Source can connect, and Source can help to give you the answers that you seek in this quiet stillness, okay? Being amongst this stillness and this quiet and this meditative state, that brings you answers that you would have never thought possible and that you would have never seen being in such an emotional state, or allowing yourself to act so rashly in the heat of the moment with certain things, okay? I understand that, life has its ups and downs. Recently, there have probably been more downs than ups, and I completely understand that. Trust me, we have all been going through it. But that doesn't mean that you push forward in such a brash and irrational manner, okay? one of the hardest things that we can possibly do is to get our emotions in check and to be in this stillness type of energy. But it is possible. And when you do that, again, you allow yourself to get in touch with your intuition, with source, which is where some of these answers can come from and will come from. And you will see avenues to deal with these situations or people or whatever it is for you. Take it how it resonates. You will see these things more clearly. You'll have more of a clear insight and a clear pathway to deal with these things and to get over these hurdles. So it's time to practice that stillness, that discernment, that composure energy. And I know it is hard, easier said than done, but Aquarius, you can do this. Okay? It's time to sit still. It's time to be. It's time to go inward and really look at that aspect of yourself and say, hey, is this the best way that I can deal with these situations? And if not, if the answer is no, how can I better embody this energy so that I can figure out how to deal with situations better, so that I can be that patient observer that allows things to unfold and then put my 2 cents or my whatever energy I would like to put in after I have sat down and really just observed and allowed myself to find a better and rational answer in order to move past this. Okay? All right, and now we are going to get into the rune aspect of this reading. So for those of you who are a little bit off-put or don't really know what runes are or signify, it works just the same way as tarot and oracle, just the same way as certain divination tools do. So all it is, it's a stone or a crystal or a chunk of wood or something around those lines, whatever material it's made out of. I choose stone because stone is very grounding. It has a symbol on it that is supposed to coincide with a specific message that you're supposed to hear. And I love the way that they have been coinciding with the cards. They've been doing very well together. So I'm excited to share this with you all. And they do have reversal meanings, but that is nothing to be afraid of. Reversals do not mean any bad or negative energy or any malice at all. What they are supposed to represent in reverse is the same thing that tarot does. It's the universe's way of helping you to pinpoint a specific issue or a specific blockage that you might be experiencing. And when you do pinpoint it, it's so that you can overcome this and move forward in your journey. Okay? So I don't let these fall out of the bag. Obviously, they're stones, so, I have to be careful with them. But I do this very similar to the way that I pull for oracle. I close my eyes, I shuffle, and when the timing feels right, I pick a rune. All right, and here is what we have. So, I wonder if this is in reverse or not, because I do believe that this can be in reverse. So this is the way that I pulled it, and we're going to see which way that is. All right, let's see. Opening. Torch, skiff, associated with the goddess Nerthus. And let's see. So that one is in reverse. All right, let's see what that means. Page 118. Kano or Kano. So also, please bear with me as I as I figure out what the names of these runes are. If I am making any kind of mistakes or am, pronouncing something wrong, please put it in the comments below. Don't let your girl be out here looking stupid, okay? All right, so let's read through the whole thing, shall we? This is the Rune of Opening and a renewed clarity of dispelling the darkness that has been shrouding some part of your life. You are free now, both to receive gifts and to know the joy of non-attached living. Kano or Kano is the rune for the morning of activities, for seriousness, clear intent, and concentration, all of which are essential at the beginning of any endeavor. One of the 13 cycle runes, the protection offered by Kano is: the more light you have, the better you can see what is trivial and outmoded in your own conditioning. In relationships, there can now be a mutual opening up, which you may trigger and set in motion through your awareness that the light of understanding is once again available to you both. Recognize that while on the one hand you are limited and dependent, on the other you exist at the perfect center where the harmonious and beneficent forces, beneficent forces of the universe merge and radiate. You are that center. Simply put, if you have been operating in the dark, there is now enough light to see that the patient on the operating table is yourself. So here's what it means in reverse. Expect a darkening of the light in some situation or relationship. A friendship may be dying, a partnership, a marriage, or some aspect of yourself that is no longer appropriate to the person you are now becoming. Reverse, this rune points to the death of a way of being that is no longer valid and puts you on notice that failure to face up consciously to that death would constitute a loss of opportunity. Kano reversed calls for giving up gladly the old and being prepared to live for a time empty. It calls for developing inner stability and carries the warning not to be seduced by the momentum of old ways while waiting for the new to become illuminated in their proper time. You see what I mean with them being very, intertwined with their energy? So this is a rune that's calling you to have some renewed clarity. There is an opening up of said clarity, okay? In reverse, universe is calling you to allow this old way of thinking, this old way of being for you to die away, to be shed, so that you can bring in this new found balance, this new found way of being. Okay? So, although there may be something in your life that is dying, maybe a partnership, a partnership of any kind, friendship, marriage, I don't know, whatever that means for you, take it how it resonates. But I have a feeling that it's more something within you, and it is this part of you that acts out of soul emotion, and the part of you that acts solely out of making rash decisions and not sitting back and thinking before you act or before you speak or anything around those lines. That's what I have the feeling that it more has to do with that specific part of you. But again, take it how it resonates. It could be the death of a relationship or a friendship or, something in your life that's no longer serving you. But the point is, in reverse, this is the universe telling you, hey, expect that something around you or within you is coming to an end. But that is not to scare you. That is actually to motivate you to move forward. And the universe telling you, hey, don't be seduced by these ideas of the old, because they are going to try to do just that while you are in the process of moving forward into this new energy and into this new part of your life. Okay? Allow the old to fall away. Allow it to fall away gracefully. Be excited that it's falling away, because that's the universe's way of allowing the things that are meant for you to come to you, but they will not if you stay stuck in that energy there. Okay? Like it said, if you are unable to face that, it's going to cause a loss of opportunity, and you never want to lose out on an opportunity because you didn't want to do the inner work or you didn't want to accept something going the way that it's going in your life. Remember, there is always a divine plan at work. These things are happening not to you. They are happening for you so that you can move forward and get to the person that you would like to see yourself become and to achieve the life that you would love to achieve and all of the things within it. So this is calling you to let go of those things that are not serving you at this time. Okay? Let go. Again, renewed clarity. Opening. This is new pathways being opened for you. Open due to this balance of those two energies. Okay? So remember that. Remember that there is a light that is trying to come into your life at this time. Don't stop it from coming in. Allow this old stuff to fall away so that you can constitute this new stuff in your journey. All right? All right, and finally we have messages from Spirit. So we're going to close this reading out with some messages or words of wisdom, advice from the universe. So let's go ahead and get some for you, Aquarius. What do we have for the final messages for Aquarius's reading today? Y'all saw that, right? I love when the cards pop out like that. I will never be able to say it enough. Because as used to it as I should be, I'm really not. So when it happens, it's just like, whoa. Whoa. Universe is powerful. All right, anything else? Let's do one more shuffle. Wow. Bottom of the deck. If you don't leave on your own, the universe will throw you out. That's that energy. If you do not leave those old things behind, the universe will pull you out of that real quick. Okay? So universe is trying to say, hey, I'm trying to tell you what to get rid of. You know what you got to get rid of. And if you don't, then I'm going to get rid of it for you. Keep a journal of your thoughts, dreams, and other epiphanies. So that's going to be a good exercise for you to do, Aquarius, when it comes to doing these things, when it comes to introspectiveness, and when you start to meditate, and when you start to get into these quiet modes and these contemplative modes, and you start really sitting back and sitting within yourself in order to find the answers that you seek without having to go back to the old ways of which you started doing things. Okay? So make sure that when you do this, keep a journal of your thoughts, your dreams, your epiphanies, because they are going to come from doing this. And you might not understand one right away, but when you write them down, it gives you a reference to go by. So, you know, you might be going through something while trying to embody this energy throughout your journey, and it might remind you of something that you thought of in one of these past meditations or whatever it is that you're doing to get to this introspective place. Or you might have a dream that you can go back to and you can say, hey, wait a minute, I actually thought about something having to do with this situation, or I dreamt about something very similar to the situation. Let's go back and let's read what I wrote so that I can get a clearer understanding, because these things, they're not just dreams. They're not just random thoughts or epiphanies that come about. These are the answers that the universe is trying to give you, and you get downloads. And sometimes we can't keep track of all of them on a day-to-day basis. This is the way to do that, and the way that you can go back to see those things and to see those answers that came to you even before you knew that they were supposed to be answers for you. Okay? So very important to do right now, especially while you're embodying this and you're doing those exercises to do this. Okay? Partnership requires compromise, an open mind, and a loving heart. So, in whatever relationships you are dealing with right now, Aquarius, universe is telling you at this time to remember what a partnership entails. And if it does not have the same energy going out and into it between the two of you, or between, you and a group of people, maybe those are some of those blockages that are getting in the way of you reaching this energy. Maybe those people or that specific person is something that needs to fall away. Okay? So take that how it resonates. I'm not going to elaborate on this any further, because I feel like you guys have kind of got an understanding of what that's supposed to mean for you. But again, just make sure that you really evaluate your relationships, and if you know that there's some kind of energy that's missing. Maybe those are the relationships that are falling away to release those blockages in order to help you to get over here more easily. Remember what I said about outer things influencing you. And maybe that's why you need to be a little more reserved with your stuff. Okay? Anyway, pay attention to the words and actions of others. Again, going back to this partnership, I have a feeling that, again, it's a certain person or a certain group of people that you're having to reevaluate for this. In the process of doing that, this is something that's going to help you with that. Paying attention to the words and actions of others. Do their words and actions add up? And if they don't, why? How is that affecting me? How is that affecting my performance? How is that affecting the things that I'm doing in my life? Are these things outer influences that are affecting me and moving into this new energy that I'm trying to embody? Okay? The words and the actions of others are really going to sway you when it comes to figuring out, okay, who is good for me to keep around right now, and who serve as these blockages that need to fall away, and the lessons that I need to take with me in order to move into this energy and to know who really has my best interest and who doesn't mind me having to take a step back to do this, and who is triggered by that. So, time to pay attention to the people around you, Aquarius. Try a different approach. And that's directly going to go back to this. Exactly what I said towards the beginning of the reading is, it's time to try a different approach when it comes to dealing with these situations. Again, instead of being so rash and harsh and being completely in your emotions, time to embody this energy right here. Time to embody the stillness, the grace, the reservedness, the person who is being the quiet observer before you act, before you speak, before you make a decision. Time to do something different. All right? And you've been pouring yourself into everything and everyone else. What about you? Once again, going back to these energies with other people. You might be in your emotions and acting so rashly because of the fact that you've given you so much of yourself to this person or this specific group of people, which is why this energy is coming in of having to reevaluate your circles. Because when you put too much of yourself into people, especially people who are not giving you that same partnership energy back, it's very draining, and it can be much harder to get into this energy because the more drained that you are, the more emotional you get and the more irritable. And, when you don't have anything to give to yourself, when your chalice is not full enough to give to yourself, but you keep giving to other people, that will take a toll on you. So it's time to refocus this energy. It's time to focus this energy on you, on being that introspective person, on just taking a step back from everyone and everything and allowing yourself to observe everything and to come up with better outcomes for yourself by embodying that energy. So there's a shift happening for you, Aquarius. And again, I understand having to go from emotional to being, a little more level-headed when it comes to decision making in your life and when it comes to embodying this energy, because I'm still having to do it, and it's hard. It really, really is hard. But when you do it, you feel so much better, because not only is it less stress and it's less energy being taken away from you, but Athena, get down, mama. Get down. Welcome my cat, everybody. They are back home. Anyway, so she kind of distracted me. I apologize. But anyway, like I said, it's time to refocus that energy on you. That's what I was saying. Is that when you allow yourself to embody this energy, it also makes you feel better, because you feel you know, you don't have to go back and regret certain things that you said to somebody or a certain way that you responded in a situation. You know that by embodying this energy, you did the absolute best that you could do by sitting back and relaxing and watching things unfold and choosing a different path instead of something that you would have done before, and being more level-headed and knowing, okay, me being level-headed produced the best possible response that I could have produced in this situation. And after that, there's nothing more that I could have done. And if I would have responded the other way, I can't imagine what would have happened. So it will make you feel so much better. So time to shift this energy, Aquarius. All right. All right, Aquarius, that is what I have for you for the beginning of November. And I will see you all for our mid-month check-in, okay? Bye-bye.